Good morning student. Today class we're going to discuss how do acids and base react with metals. Means what happens when acids react with metal. When acids react with metal, it produces salt and release of hydrogen gas. See here, I'll write one example. Metal, I'll take here, sorry, it is acid, no? H2SO4 react with a metal zinc, it produce metal salt here ZnSO4 zinc sulfate, then release of hydrogen gas. Whenever a metal react with acid, they produce salt and hydrogen gas. Here they given activity 2.3 in our textbook. You can observe in PPT also. See the activity. Set the apparatus as shown in figure. Means you have to set the apparatus like that. Means it is a burette stand, it is test tube and test tube holder, and it is a bent delivery tube, and one of the end of the bent delivery tube they immersed in a jar containing soap solution. Okay, then take about 5 ml of dilute sulfuric acid in test tube and add a 2 piece or few piece of zinc granules to it. Means you take here zinc granules in test tube, then you add sulfuric acid. What happens when you are taking zinc granules in test tube, then you are adding dilute sulfuric acid, it react with zinc granules, it produce a hydrogen gas. It produce a hydrogen gas. See, observe the surface of zinc granules. Here zinc granules are there. Now you have to observe, take a observe from this we are observing a effervescence, means a hydrogen gas will be evolved or released from this reaction. The released hydrogen gas enter into this bent delivery tube. Means from here the hydrogen gas starts to move through this bent delivery tube, and finally that gas entering into the soap solution, and it produce bubbles. Means here this bubbles filled with the hydrogen gas. How can we know it is hydrogen only is there? To test whether the released gas hydrogen or not, you have to bring a burning candle near this hydrogen bubbles. Means near this air bubbles, means soap bubbles it filled with hydrogen, it burns with a pop sound. Means the released gas is hydrogen. Okay, so like that we can conclude that the released gas is hydrogen. Okay, I will say the procedure. Take some zinc granules in the test tube and then add a dilute sulfuric acid. Observe the surface of zinc granules. Take a burning candle near the soap bubbles filled with gas and observe. What we are observing? We observe that some effervescence is observed near zinc surface. Means here some gases will be evolved, effervescence will be evolved, and the soap bubbles which burst with pop sound are obtained when you are treating the metal with sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, acetic acid, but no bubbles is produced with the calcium hydroxide. Remember this one. When you are treating metal with the dilute hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, then acetic acid, these three acids produce salt and release of hydrogen gas, but there is no release of hydrogen gas when you are treating metal with this calcium hydroxide. What we can conclude from this experiment? Active metals, means these are active metals, evolve hydrogen gas with all acids. Active metals evolve hydrogen gas with all acids but not with all bases. Means the metals, these are active metals. Metals generally react with acids, they produce hydrogen gas, and those metals react with bases. In some bases only they produce hydrogen gas. In case of base, only strong base. In case of bases, only strong base can produce hydrogen gas, capable of release hydrogen gas with active metal. Okay, see here I will write the example. Zn plus NaOH. Zinc, it is a metal and it is a base. It react, it produce Na2Zn O2 plus H2. Means see here, metal react with base, it produce salt. Its name is sodium zincate. Its name is sodium zincate. Then it release hydrogen gas. Then you can take another example with acid Zn plus CH3COOH, means it is acetic acid. It produce CH3COO twice Zn plus H2, means it is zinc acetate. Zinc acetate. Here summary is, when acids react with metal, they produce salt and hydrogen. Almost all acids react with metal to produce salt and hydrogen except calcium hydroxide. Yes, no? So, sorry, calcium hydroxide is a base. Yes, no? It is a weak base. Okay. Then here metals react with base. In the case a strong base is there, means strong base means here this is a strong base which is sodium hydroxide. That time only it produces sodium zincate. Okay, we can see some more examples here. Metal like iron Fe react with hydrochloric acid. It produces FeCl2 plus release of hydrogen gas. Means whenever a metal react with acid, it produces salt and hydrogen gas. When in the case of base, means only strong bases can release hydrogen gas. Got it? Okay. Next one is here reaction with metal oxide. What happens when a metal oxide react with acid? What it produce? That time it produce salt plus water. See here, metal plus acid produce salt and hydrogen. Why? Means here only metal is there, salt and hydrogen will be released. In the case metal oxide, see here along with metal what is there? Oxygen is there. Yes, no? Here only metal is there and end product hydrogen. Here metal oxide is there. So this oxygen combining with the released hydrogen and it makes a water. So when metal oxide react with acid, it produce salt and water. Okay, we'll see the examples. Calcium oxide CaO react with HCl hydrochloric acid. See what happens here, calcium combining with the Cl, calcium chloride became, then release of water molecule. Then magnesium oxide react with sulfuric acid. What happens here? Same, this magnesium combining with the sulfate, it produce magnesium sulfate, then release of water molecule. You have to remember this general formula. What is the general formula? Metal oxide react with acid, it produce salt and water. Only metal react with acid or base, it produce salt and release of hydrogen gas. Okay, then what happens when a metal carbonate or a metal hydrogen carbonate react with the acid? Okay, we'll go to see the next one. What happens when metal hydrogen carbonate react with acid? Okay, I'll write general formula here again. Metal hydrogen carbonate react with acid it produce same, it produce what? It produce salt, it produce and water, it produce and it produce carbon dioxide. Compare with this one. Here only metal is there and acid is there. It produces salt and hydrogen gas. In second case, metal oxide is there. Oxygen extra is there. This oxygen combining with hydrogen, it produces water. In this case, metal hydrogen carbonate is there. Metal hydrogen carbonate. Yes, no? Metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate is there. So it produces salt, water, and one more compound it produces carbon dioxide. Okay. Another general formula, metal carbonate react with acid, it produce salt, water, then carbon dioxide. You have to remember these two general formula. Means metal carbonate, see here I will write generally metal m, carbonate CO3, M, HCO3. Here M means you can take sodium or calcium. Okay, I'm going to see the particular example. See, I'm taking sodium carbonate Na2CO3. It is a metal carbonate, not metal bicarbonate. Yes, no, bicarbonate means H is there. Sodium carbonate in solid state react with hydrochloric acid HCl. It is in aqueous form. What it produce? It produce salt. See, this sodium combining with this chlorine, it produce sodium chloride 2NaCl. Then it release water. Then it produce carbon dioxide gas. So like that, whenever a metal carbonate react with acid, they produce salt, then release of water molecules, and it produces carbon dioxide gas. How can we know whether the released gas is carbon dioxide only? To test this one, we are passing this released carbon dioxide gas in lime water. You learned in first chapter. Lime water means calcium hydroxide. Yes, no, it is a base. When you are passing a carbon dioxide in lime water, what happens? The color of this lime water changes to milky. CaCO3 becomes calcium carbonate. Means the lime water color white is there. When you are passing carbon dioxide, its color changes to milky. Like how milk color is there, it's like that, it changes to milky. Means the released gas is carbon dioxide. Still you are after formation of white PPT, means milkness occurred. Even though you are passing carbon dioxide, this milkness will disappear. See here, CaCO3 formation occurred, still you are passing carbon dioxide in this. Means this milkness will disappear and it produce calcium bicarbonate will be formed. Yes, no, it is calcium bicarbonate, it is soluble in water, will be formed. So here the given one activity 2.5. See here, take two test tubes, label them as A and B, take about 0.5 gram of sodium carbonate. You take here sodium carbonate, and in another test tube you take sodium bicarbonate. Here we are discussing only one experiment. Add 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid. Means you take sodium carbonate and add hydrochloric acid. What happens when you are taking sodium carbonate, then you are adding hydrochloric acid, it produces sodium chloride, and water molecules, it produces carbon dioxide. See, what do you observe? We are observing a carbon dioxide gas will be evolved from this reaction. First, the gas produced in each case through lime water. When you are passing a produced gas carbon dioxide in lime water, the lime water color changes to milky. Still after the conversion of milky also, still you are passing, means that milkness will disappear. Observe in PPT. When carbon dioxide gas passes through lime water, it turns milky due to the formation of white precipitation of calcium carbonate. But if carbon dioxide is passed in excess, milkness disappear due to the formation of calcium bicarbonate, which is soluble in water. So it is about how can you test whether the released gas is carbon dioxide or not, generally asking in the exam. Say here observation, the lime water turns milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. If the gas is passed for a longer time, milkiness disappear due to the conversion of white calcium carbonate into soluble calcium carbonate. What we can conclude from this experiment, carbon dioxide gas is evolved when metal carbonate and bicarbonate react with the acid. The final result is when a metal carbonate or metal bicarbonate react with acid, it produces salt, water, and carbon dioxide will be released. Okay, once again I will highlight the points. All acids react with metal, they produce salt and hydrogen. Yes, no, all active metals react with acids, they produce salt and hydrogen gas. Then in the case of bases, only strong bases. I thought beginning this calcium hydroxide acid, I said it is wrong. Calcium hydroxide is a base, but this calcium hydroxide cannot evolve the hydrogen gas. Only strong bases like sodium hydroxide can evolve hydrogen gas. Then when metal oxide react with acid, it produces salt and water. Then when metal carbonate react with acid, it produces salt, water, carbon dioxide. See, from each reaction one more component will be adding: acid plus metal, salt and hydrogen. Acid plus metal oxide, this oxygen combining with this hydrogen, water became. Metal hydrogen carbonate means here only carbonate is there, CO, carbon dioxide is there. So ultimately carbon dioxide will be released in the end of the reaction. What are the uses of acids? See here, vinegar is used to preserve pickles and Chinese food. You know, vinegar means it containing acetic acid. It is used in the preservation of food. Then in our stomach, hydrochloric acid is released, which makes the medium acidic. You learned this about the role of hydrochloric acid in life process chapter, and leads to coagulation of proteins. It also helps in digestion and kill the bacteria coming to the stomach along with the food. What is the role of acid, hydrochloric acid? You learned means it kills the germs enter along with food and water, and it helps for the softening the food. Yes, no. So hydrochloric acid released in our stomach. Then cold drinks containing carbonic acid. Yes, no, you know about cold drinks. After removal of cap, you keep the cold drinks outside, it tasteless becomes. Yes, no, means the carbonic acid decreases. So when the carbonic acid is there, that cool drink seems to be tasty. Oxalic acid is used to remove ink or rust stains. Means you can use oxalic acid in washing the cloths. Then boric acid is used as an antiseptic and for eye wash. Means the boric acid is one of the component ingredient they used in that eye drops preparation. Then sodium benzoate is used as preservation in cold drinks and food stuff. In the preservation of cold drinks and food, they are using sodium benzoate. Then orange and amla contains ascorbic acid, which prevents scurvy. You know the scurvy disease. Yes, no. So orange means again here a citrus family, vitamin C helps in our body to prevent the scurvy disease. It is about acids. So next class we'll go to discuss about another concept like bases. Thank you.